Hi everyone, it's Lisa and welcome to Make It Monday. Today is week 35 in my series on techniques, and today I'm going to be teaching you what's called Northern Lights. On this sample here, you'll see the variegated colors in the background to look like Aurora Borealis. Let me show you how this was created. I started with a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I used the Stampin' Up! 3.5-inch circle die to cut out a circle. Of course, you can use any shape you'd like, but that's what I'm going to use today. You're going to need varying colors of ink pads and a sponge for each. You're also going to need a white gel pen. You're going to want to make sure you have a dedicated sponge for each color. You're not going to want to muddy them up by using the same sponge. All I've done was I used a Stampin' sponge and I cut it in a bunch of wedges. They can be rinsed out with soap and water and then air dried and reused in other colors. So starting with the daffodil, I'm going to ink up the sponge and I'm going to start with small circular motions randomly on the cardstock. Then I'm going to go to the old olive, and you're going to want to use these in order. And I'm going to come in kind of next to it. Now, this doesn't have to be in a circular motion now because we're going to start adding in other colors. Tempting turquoise. You're also going to want to make sure that you rub over some additional colors that are already there just to get some blending. Rich raspberry is going to fill in where we've left off. Now this can be in a varying shape. It doesn't have to be in a circle or a straight line. Just kind of fill in whatever's left over. Okay. Once you're happy with it, then we're going to go over it with a little bit of Night of Navy. Now you're going to want to use this color sparingly because you don't want to make it look completely dark. So I'm going to put a little bit of color there. Then we're going to use our black StazOn pad and a stamp. And I'm using the tree from Thoughts and Prayers. You're going to want to use a silhouette stamp set. Something that's going to look like it's an outline. Going to ink this face up since the stamp is rather large. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Now, if you're going to stamp this in the center, you're going to want to make sure that you sponge some black ink underneath it so that the tree doesn't appear like it's floating in the air. But I'm going to do this one off to the side and down low. Lots of firm, even pressure. Okay, and that's my tree. Now, when I learned this technique, it also said to use a sponge with a little bit of StazOn ink, and you can border the purple color and the navy color with a little extra black. And now all it does is just give it a little bit more depth. Now that's finished, so what we can do now is go in with the white gel pen. I'm going to recommend that before you use the white gel pen that you get it started on your scratch paper just to make sure it's flowing well, so that you should be able to just go ahead and put some dots in. And these of course are going to represent stars. And I did mine all over my image. Now once you're done with that, you can go ahead and mount it on your card. Let me show you a couple samples of ones I've finished. This is the first one I showed you. And then I used a little bit of smooch spritz on this to give it that shimmery look. I liked it because I thought it looked good for an outside image with stars. Added a small banner, and this is from the stamp set Blessings from Heaven, and of course a rhinestone, just to add in a little bit of the sparkle effect. This next one, I used just a circle, but I also used the wood grain background stamp to represent the trees. Again, same words because I love the word heaven with the heavens of the skies. And this is lovely as a tree. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to hold it up a little bit closer. And then last but not least, again, real simple circle with the same words. This is the polka dot background. But you're going to notice that all three of these that I finished, including the one I made today, they all look different. So you're never going to get two of the exact same type of backgrounds. A simple technique that you can use with some sponges and your ink pads, but I want you to remember you're going to need a yellow, a green, a turquoise or a blue, a shade of purple, and a dark blue, like a navy color, and then black, of course, to stamp, and if you want to sponge in any black for the background. So that's it for today's Make It Monday. I hope you'll join me next week when we learn another technique, and thanks for watching.